Hey, what are we feeding today? So we've got Larry's Reef Frenzy, Rod's, one of Rod's frozen foods, some Feed Me Algae products, a little bit today to add some phytoplankton and stuff like that to keep the pods up and going, and about 10 little scoops of Reef Blizzard. So feeding the 120 mixed reef. Everybody should go crazy for all of this stuff. I turned off the gyre today to let some of the coral foods float around. The circulation pumps inside the tank are still on. You can kind of see everybody gathering over here. They see the turkey baster floating around in the tank, so they know that it's feeding time. They get pretty excited when they see you messing around with that, and Australia's going to come in here and help out and smell around. So yeah, let's get feeding. Let's see how everybody does. Basically, we do this once a day, usually around our lunchtime. Everybody's pretty excited when we do it. You can see they all come rushing in. At least I hope you can see. But basically, yeah, I just kind of slowly add all this wonderful goodness to the tank using the turkey baster. Actually, Tish does it more than I do. But wanted to film this and kind of give everybody a initial idea what it looks like. You can see even the coal tang. Loves all the meaty foods. Not sure where the wrasse went. Oh, there he is. He's got a big old chunk of food. Sometimes he'll get a little freaked out and hide for a few minutes, but he's getting more and more used to the tank. So yeah, that's it. I'll be quiet and sit back and let you watch.
Show the trick when you're done. No, keep going. Now trick. Take that, invert it, and hold it over the gyre, and let the gyre push the stuff out. You'll find out there's still more stuff.
Gyre's turned off.
Dang. Okay, that's fine. It's a trick I've learned. Looks like a rock star. Keep that to the side, and when you turn it back on, I'll show you because it works. Because you don't get any extra out. Awesome.
So who do we have in the tank? Let's see here. So the blue chromis there. He is one of one chromis in here. We started out with, I think, 3 originally. And contrary to what some people say, keep them in keep 3, keep 2, keep 3, keep half a dozen, whatever. Yeah, it didn't work out. So this was obviously the toughest of the 3. We've had him for probably a year and a half, and he's pretty good buddies with that lightning maroon clownfish, and does just fine holding his own. Nobody picks on anybody. He's good. He sleeps at night and he likes to hide. The lightning maroon clown back there. So that is one of a pair that we have. Tish actually won them in a raffle as a pair. We had them paired in a tank for a couple of months, and then they decided that they really just absolutely hate each other. Tried a few different tricks, tried separating them, putting them back, tried putting one in a little holding tank or a little holding net for a couple of days. Basically none of it worked, and we determined that it was best to just separate them before they beat the living snot out of each other. So this guy now has a home in our 120 gallon tank here. You kind of see he's sort of all over the place. He hasn't really established a full home area, although over at this end of the tank, if I clean the glass over here, he will attack the magnet. But if I clean any of the other areas of the tank, he doesn't really mess with it. So in his eyes, this is kind of his home area. We don't have an anemone in this tank currently. Probably too much flow for an anemone, and with the pumps that I have in here and such, I'm hesitant because I don't want them to walk into the pumps and get all chewed up and kill stuff. So not sure what we'll do there long term, but we'll figure something out. This yellow guy, yellow chorus wrasse, he's a fairly new addition to the tank. Put him in there mainly to control any pests in case we do get flatworms or things like that. He is a constant worker, continuously floating around the tank, just picking on whatever he can find to pick on. He does eat the frozen food just fine. You can see he's fat and healthy. Cool little wrasse. If you scare him, he'll bury himself in the sand, again over in that area of the tank. And stay buried for anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 hours. Purple firefish, there's 2 of those guys. They're usually buddies. They like to sleep at night. They like to hide in the rockwork at night. If you scare one of them, you'll see them dart into one of these holes over here, believe it or not. Somehow they managed to get in there. Not sure where the other one is. I just saw him a little while ago, so he's in there floating around. He may be scared because I'm standing outside the tank holding his camera and stuff, so he may pop out somewhere, but he's in here and he did eat, so that's all good. Coal Tang, which is back there kind of looking at us. He'll come out here in a minute. So we wanted to put a tang in here to hopefully kind of help control some of the algae. But as it turns out, the coal tang doesn't really care about the algae. He does wander around and just constantly picking on, you can see right there, he's constantly picking on the sand or picking on the rocks. He doesn't really eat algae though. If I put nori in there, he won't touch it. He doesn't eat the algae on the rocks, obviously, as you can see some right there. And he just is not interested in that. We could go with a different tang that would be almost guaranteed to eat algae. However, this is a standard 4-foot, 120 gallon tank, and kind of hesitant to put any of the other tangs that grow a little bit bigger and need more space, because we try to keep our animals happy and healthy. So we'll just stick with this guy for right now and look for other ways to control the algae. So we do have snails. Let's see, one back there, one back on the power head. They're floating around kind of all over here. There's probably eight or so of them. They do constantly work. So they are, you know, they're doing their job, but there's just not enough of them to really control all the algae in the tank. There is also a There is a cucumber. There's a tiger-tailed cucumber in this tank, although he has successfully hidden himself, and I don't have the slightest clue where the hell he's at right now. So eventually he'll surface, and I'll try to snag some pictures of them. They're kind of boring. They just sit there and eat sand in one end and poop clean sand on the other end. You see here and there's a I think you can probably see it down there, a scarlet-legged or red-legged hermit crab. So there are, I don't know, 4 or 5 hermit crabs in here, just doing what hermit crabs do, which is half the time kill snails and the other half the time just wander around and eat whatever they can find to eat. There is also good Lord, I forgot what the hell that thing is called. It's not a sea cucumber, it's a sea slug. He's fairly large, and I don't see him. I saw him out this morning, so he's in here floating around. He's healthy. He's got plenty of food to eat, as you can probably see, so I'm not worried about him starving or anything like that. But he's gotten to the point where he hides for the most part during the day. Comes out more at night, so eventually I'll get some pictures of him or some video of him. He's pretty cool, about the size of a fist, of a small fist. Looks like a rock, and just demolishes algae. And this is the first time I've seen this guy in a long time, and he just darted in, but we have found the home of our yellow watchman goby. He is down in that hole right there. There he is peeking out just barely. I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick him up, but he's in there. Yep, there he is, he's coming out. He also has a pistol shrimp buddy in here, and I'm pretty confident that the pistol shrimp is also down in that hole because I can hear him clicking, and he's coming from that area of the tank. So I think they were a pair when we bought them. When we dropped them in the tank, they kind of got separated. I figured eventually they would find each other, and pretty sure that they have found each other. So yeah, that's a pretty cool little relationship. These guys are buddies. They'll dig out the holes. They'll dig out underneath the rocks. You know, a lot of people don't like that. Yep, there's the pistol shrimp coming out as well. So yeah, they have definitely found each other. Like I said, they are. It's a symbiotic relationship that these guys have. You can see the pistol shrimp there is cleaning, doing some house cleaning. See if I can zoom in and get it and see if it'll stay focused. Yeah, the pistol shrimp is doing some house cleaning there, scooping out sand and all that from underneath the rocks. A lot of people don't really care for them because they do kind of make a mess. I'll show you where you can see down under there. They've dug out a bunch of sand and kind of mounded it all up there, as well as kind of over here, which is where the firefish just went because he saw the camera and got scared. And then they've done a bunch of digging and stuff around there. But one of the things that Tish and I try to do is we don't try to mold everything to be perfect. We kind of want this to be as natural of an environment as possible. So, you know, if they make a mess and cover something up, then so be it. That's what would happen out in nature, and we let them do their thing. It seems to keep things happier. So,
look right there. Zoom.
Come over here. Oh yeah, there. So Tish actually was able to find the cucumber. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it real good, but he is right back there in that hole. It looks almost brownish, dark brownish, yellowish, with some spikes sticking off of it.
White spikes.
They look like spikes. They're actually really soft. It feels like if you pick that guy up, he feels kind of like a bag of goo. But he's back there hiding. Obviously doing good, healthy. He's got plenty to eat. You can see the sand has plenty of good, nutritious stuff all over the place. So he should do fine. He's a fairly new addition. Once we got him in the tank, he kind of buried himself and has been hidden, but he's out and about now, so that's doing good. And yeah, that's about it for today. I'll probably do some editing on this. I'll try to get some prettier video and pictures, kind of go over what some of these corals are, the ones that I know, which ones are doing good, which ones are not doing so good, which we have a mixture of both. But yeah, I'll try and do some of that in the future. Probably break this up. I will also do some videos going over details on all the equipment that we have, right? So we got a gyre there. We've got one pump over there, another circulation pump over here. Like I said, you know, I'll go over. We got DIY screen tops there. The lighting setup, it's a combination. It's a combo. 4 bulb actinic and two Kessel A360 WEs, all controlled by Apex. There's one of the energy bars there. You won't see anything else under here. Notice there's no sump under the tank. We'll go into great detail about that, but all of that equipment is behind that wall in a closet. So anyways, hope this worked out. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will